Welcome, hi. Today my topic is stoichiometry and redox reactions. Chlorine on reaction with a hot and concentrated NaOH gives two chlorine having products X and Y. On treatment with AgNO3, X gives precipitate. Determine average bond order of chlorine and oxygen in Y. First we'll try to write the reaction between chlorine and sodium hydroxide. Here chlorine when react with hot and concentrated NaOH, it gives two products having chlorine. One is sodium chloride, another one is sodium chlorate. In sodium chloride and sodium chlorate, which is X and which is Y? In the question it is clearly mentioned, on treatment with AgNO3, X gives a precipitate. In these two, which gives a precipitate with silver nitrate? NaCl gives a precipitate with silver nitrate. That's why it is X and it is Y. Because you know, when sodium chloride react with silver nitrate, it gives AgCl. Here AgCl is a precipitate. So that's why NaCl is X, sodium chlorate is Y. Now if you take the sodium chlorate, in sodium chlorate anion is chlorate ion. Utilization of chlorine is here sp3. It has one lone pair of electrons and double bond O, O minus. So this is actual structure of the chlorate ion. This is trigonal pyramidal. Structure of chlorate ion is a trigonal pyramidal. We can write three resonating structures because here pi bonds are distributed over 3 ClO bonds due to resonance. You can write one more resonating structure of chlorate. So the second resonating structure of chlorate is this. We can also write one more resonating structure for the chlorate. This is another resonating structure for the chlorate. Now how do we calculate bond order here? Bond order is equal to number of bonds between two atoms by number of resonating structures. So how do we identify it? Suppose you take this one. This is one bond. In this structure also you have to take same thing. In this resonating structure also you have to take same thing. Total how many bonds are there between two atoms? Here two bonds, plus here two bonds, plus here one bond. So total bonds between two atoms 2 plus 2 plus 1. But don't take here this bond and here this bond and here this bond. Don't take like this. You have to take only one type of bond here. Then total resonating structures are 3. This is equal to 5 by 3, which is equal to 1.67. And redox reactions. Among the following, which is redox reaction? 4 options given. N2 plus O2 at 2000 Kelvin. Formation of O3 from O2. Reaction between sodium hydroxide and H2SO4. Reaction between silver nitrate and sodium chloride. First we write the reactions and after that we identify whether it is redox reaction or not. So first option A, when N2 reacts with oxygen at 2000 Kelvin, it gives nitric oxide. What is the name of this? Nitric oxide. Now when second one, formation of O3 from O2. Here O2 is converted to O3. 3 moles of O2 gives 2 moles of ozone. Ozone. This is oxygen. Third one, reaction between sodium hydroxide and H2SO4. NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. We try to balance it. 2 moles of NaOH react with 1 mole of H2SO4 to give 1 mole of Na2SO4 and 2 moles of water. Now here sodium hydroxide when react with sulfuric acid it gives sodium sulfate. Name of this one is sodium sulfate. Now D. Reaction between silver nitrate and sodium chloride. When silver nitrate react with sodium chloride, it gives silver chloride and sodium nitrate. Here silver chloride is a precipitate. Now we'll see. N2 plus O2. Here oxidation number of nitrogen is 0, oxygen is 0. Here nitrogen oxidation number is +2, oxygen oxidation number is -2. Now we see nitrogen to nitrogen oxidation number increases. So you can say here nitrogen undergoing oxidation. Here oxidation number of oxygen is 0, 0 to -2, oxidation number is reduced. So it is undergoing reduction. Here both oxidation and reduction taking place simultaneously. That's why this reaction is called redox reaction. But if you look at only addition of oxygen taking place, so this is simply oxidation. Here base reacts with acid, so it is simply neutralization reaction. Here precipitate is formed, that's why it is a precipitation reaction. Our question is redox reaction. The redox reaction correct answer is option A. 0.6 grams of urea on strong heating with sodium hydroxide evolves ammonia. Liberated ammonia will combine completely with which of the following HCl solution? So first we write double bond O NaH2. When this urea on strong heating with sodium hydroxide, it evolves ammonia. Here 1 mole of urea evolves 2 moles of ammonia. So here we need to calculate number of moles of urea given. Number of moles of urea is equal to given weight. What is given weight? 0.6 grams. 0.6 by gram molecular mass of urea is 60, which is equal to 0.01. So 0.01 moles of urea can liberate 0.02 moles of ammonia. Then we find the relation between ammonia and HCl. Ammonia reacts with HCl to give ammonium chloride here. So 1 mole of ammonia react with 1 mole of HCl. So how many moles of ammonia liberated? 0.02 moles of ammonia liberated. It requires 0.02 moles of HCl. Then we try to identify how many moles of HCl is given in 4 options. Here N factor of HCl is 1. So you can take a molarity in place of normality. Number of moles is equal to volume in milliliter into molarity by 1000. Volume in milliliter and molarity gives millimoles. Millimoles by 1000 gives moles. You can also write this volume in liters into molarity, it gives number of moles. Here volume in milliliter, that is 100. If you convert this into liters, that becomes 0.1. So here I am going to write moles. 0.1 into 0.2 is equal to 0.02. Next, volume 400 ml, if you convert this into liters, it becomes 0.4 into 0.2, which is equal to 0.08. And third option, if you convert 100 ml into liter, we get 0.1 into 0.1, which is equal to 0.01. If you convert 200 ml into liter, we get 0.2 into 0.2, which is equal to 0.04. Then which option is matching with our getting 0.02 moles of HCl? That's why correct answer is A. 0.3 grams of this complex salt of molar mass 267.46 gram per mole is reacted with 0.125 molar AgNO3 solution. Calculate volume of AgNO3 required in milliliter. It is well. Take this complex salt Ml6, ligands are 6, Cl3, it is an octahedral complex. When it dissociates, it gives 2 types of ions. One is cation, another one is anion. Cation is this plus 3 Cl minus ions. 1 mole of Cl minus ions react with 1 mole of AgNO3 to give 1 mole of AgCl precipitate. There are 3 moles. 3 moles requires 3 moles of AgNO3 and gives 3 moles of silver chloride. The relation between complex salt and number of chloride ions. Here 1 mole of complex salt gives 3 moles of Cl minus ions. Here 3 moles of Cl minus ions requires 3 moles of AgNO3. We try to relate these two. Here 1 mole complex salt requires 3 moles AgNO3 solution. Calculate number of moles of complex. Given weight is 0.3 by what is molar mass? 267.46 into 3, that is equal to moles of AgNO3. So moles also expressed in volume in milliliter into molarity by 1000. 0.3 by 267.46 into 3 moles of AgNO3 is required. So this is equivalent to this. So 0.3 into 3 by 267.46 is equal to volume in milliliter. We need to calculate this into what is given molarity of AgNO3? 0.125 by 1000. So from this, volume in 26.92. Calculate mass of ferrous sulfate heptahydrate which must be added in 100 kilograms of wheat to get 10 ppm of iron. See here, formula of parts per million for iron is equal to mass of iron by mass of wheat. Mass of iron by mass of wheat, both should be expressed in grams into 10 power 6. So here ppm given in the question, that is 10, equal to mass of iron is x. Then how many kilograms of wheat is given? 100 grams. 100 kilograms, convert this into grams into 10 power 6. From this we get x equal to 1 gram. You know, molecular mass of ferrous sulfate heptahydrate is 278 grams. 278 grams of ferrous sulfate heptahydrate FeSO4 7H2O has only 56 grams of iron. Then 1 gram of iron present in how many grams of ferrous sulfate heptahydrate? Here mass of compound, mass of ferrous sulfate heptahydrate is equal to 1 by 56 into 278 equal to 4.96 grams. Next question, density of 63% weight by weight HNO3 solution is 1.4 gram per ml. Determine molarity of HNO3 solution. It is very simple question. Direct we have a relation. Molarity is equal to 10 into density into weight by weight percentage by gram molecular mass of HNO3. So here 10 into what is given density? 1.4. Weight percentage is 63. Then what is gram molecular mass of HNO? By 63 cancel. Then 10 into 1.4, that is equal to 14. 5 grams of zinc reacts with first excess of NaOH, second excess of dilute HCl. The volume ratio, we required volume ratio of H2 gas evolved in 1 and 2 is. First, when zinc reacts with the sodium hydroxide, it gives sodium zincate Na2ZnO2 plus H2. When zinc reacts with HCl, it gives ZnCl2 plus H2. We required volume ratio of H2 here. For that, we need to balance this. 1 mole of zinc reacts with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide to give 1 mole of hydrogen. 1 mole of zinc reacts with 2 moles of HCl to give 1 mole of hydrogen. Here 1 mole zinc reacts with each NaOH and HCl to give 1 mole. So here 5 grams, here 5 grams, here 5 grams. Amount of zinc is the same. So volume of H2 liberated also same. So the volume of gas evolved in 1:1 ratio. 1 liter seawater density 1.03 gram per cc contains 10.3 milligrams of O2 gas. Determine concentration of O2 in ppm. You know, formula of parts per million, that is equal to mass of oxygen by mass of water. Here both should be expressed in grams into 10 power 6. Here volume of water is given, then mass of water is equal to mass of sea water is equal to volume into density. volume is 1 liter. 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters into density is 1.03 gram per milliliters. Milliliter gets cancelled, then we'll get 1030 grams. Simply we need to substitute that. So parts per million of oxygen is equal to mass of oxygen. Mass of oxygen given in milligrams, convert this into grams. 10.3 into 10 power minus 3 grams by mass of seawater 1030 grams into 10 power 6, which is equal to, see here, if you simplify this you will get a 10. So answer is 10.